Welcome to another episode of our NHL20 Franchise Mode series with the California Misfits. I am the Final Night Errant. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the episode. If you do, make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscription button. Turn that notification bell on if you want to know when we put up our next episode. In this episode, it is not going to actually sim anything. We're just going to take a quick look at all of the viewer-created players in our franchise mode. People have been asking about how's my guy doing. Well, here's a quick look. We're going to go through this. If you don't want to watch this episode, feel free to skip it to the next one, the next numbered one, and you will pick right up where we left off last time. All right, let's get to it. First up, we're going to start in Anaheim. We're going to switch this over to AHL real quick. And in Anaheim, scroll down here, B-Bunny. B-Bunny in his, I think this is his second season with Anaheim. Take a quick look at his stats real fast. He's played 42 games so far this season, so he's halfway through. He's putting up some decent points. Looks like he's going to have a nice another year of growth there, and they've got him listed as a depth defenseman, so we should see him up in the NHL in year number 3. Next up, the Arizona Coyotes. On their farm league, let's scroll down here and see if we can find him. Oh, there he is, Peter Volchenkov. Peter Volchenkov. This is Pete Peters' player character. He's in his first season, if I can recall correctly. Yep, playing in his first season there for Arizona. So hopefully he has a good season. 27 points already in 47 games is pretty decent. We'll see how he does, and hopefully he grows to about 78. Should be another year before he's up after that. So year number 4 for Peter Volchenkov before we see him playing. We're in year 2, so next year will be another year in the AHL, and then finally in year number 4 he'll be up playing in the NHL. All right, switch this thing over. Next up is Buffalo. On Buffalo's farm league, we've got Logan Linder. Logan Linder playing in his second season as a 77 overall. He's on track to meeting at least what he did last year. Looks like he's going to have a pretty decent year as well. Depth forward right now, so we should also see him up possibly next season for the Buffalo Sabres. After Buffalo, we've got Colorado. And Colorado has 2 players they've drafted. One in year 1, and one after year number 2, one at the very beginning of the game, and then one right after year number 1. We'll show you that real fast. Playing down there, we have, let's see if we can find him. There he is, Steve Conn. Steve Conn in his first year. See, he's doing all right. Not amazing, but doing all right in his first year. He seems to have a slow start, but we've seen in other franchise modes, Steve really turns it up after a few years. And let's see, the other one, yes, right here, the defenseman, Shane William. Shane William in his second year, he's only a 75 overall, so he is not getting as much growth as, say, some of the other second-year players, but he is a defenseman, and he's a defensive defenseman. So defensive defensemen don't tend to grow as quickly. He will get there. It's just going to take him a little bit longer. So Shane William, probably year number 3 or 4 before we see him up in the NHL. So something to keep our eyes on there. Shane growing nice and slowly, but definitely getting there. Up next, we've got Detroit. In Detroit, on their prospect on the Griffins, yes, the Grand Rapids Griffins. Let's see here. Where are you? There he is, Derek Graham, right there. Derek Graham, 77 overall in his second year. He's listed as a 4th liner, so he will definitely be up next year. He is doing very well for what he did comparative year over year. So he's already about to surpass what he did in less than half the games. Looks like he got hurt this year with 35 games played, and he should have around 42. So looks like he got hurt a little bit this year. But even with that injury, he's on track to just completely eclipsing what he did last year. So Derek Graham, they're already a 4th liner, could even potentially be brought up this year if they really get in a jam. So very interesting look there at the Grand Rapids Griffins. Derek Graham looking to come up and play for Detroit in year number 3. After Detroit, we have Edmonton. Edmonton is another team with 2 players that will have an opportunity to play with McDavid potentially. We've got Nguyen and Bobo. Bobo's in his second year, also listed as a fourth liner. Could see some time up there next year. Listed as a fourth liner, but is definitely on his way to meeting what he did last year in the AHL. So for some reason, he's not really lighting it up points-wise, but he's not supposed to. He's an enforcer. So he's in there and looking to be ready to go. So yeah, he's for the most part just about there. He's got some slight growing to do, but if they can finish that off by the end of the year, he'll be up in the NHL in just a few years. Now, the other person down there with him who got drafted this year, or right before this year began, is Minh Nguyen. So he's in his first year. He is doing pretty good for his first year, 14 points, -4. Yeah, not bad for only 42 games in the very first year in the AHL. So hopefully he grows quickly for them. He's in the same boat as kind of Conn in that sense that he starts off a little slow, but then all of a sudden explodes. So it should be a good thing for the Edmonton Oilers there. And they both get an opportunity to play with a legend or potential legend like McDavid. So we'll have to keep an eye on how that all goes. Next up, we've got Minnesota. Savia Rowlowski playing for Minnesota's AHL team. He's doing pretty well. 75 overall in his second year. And he's looking to potentially meet what he's doing last year. It looks like he's underperforming in terms of points, but overperforming in terms of shooting percentage. So that could right itself if things continue. But he is not doing poorly, doing pretty well. Hopefully he gets to the point where they're able to bring him up next year. He may take a third year in the AHL. We'll see. If that's the case, he'll be up for year number 4. So it's either 3 or 4 for Savia, and he'll be up there with everybody else. So pretty much the same kind of thing we've been looking at. Whoops. I'm going to jump back in there and do that again. There we go. All right. After Minnesota, we have New Jersey. New Jersey sees Robin Nicol on their AHL team. Scroll down here to Nicol. Find her. If I can find her. Did I miss her? At the top? Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not seeing... Why am I not seeing Nicol? Why am I not seeing Nicol? Did they already move her up? Yep, they've already moved her up. She's played 42 games for the Devils. So she comes in immediately, is on the fourth line. Now, she must have played first year. Yeah, she played in Binghamton the first year, played 82 games, put up 52 points. They brought her up this year. And so she has broken into the league after just 1 year in the AHL. So Robin Nicol getting it done. She's one of the first to break into the NHL. Good on her. Down there with the Devils. That's a good pickup for the Devils. That'll be a nice right winger for him, right wing sniper. Not bad at all, Robin Nicol. Very good. Very good indeed. All right, so that's a surprise. Robin Nicol making the NHL. St. Louis is up next. St. Louis also brought in a player. They picked up Boss. He's going to be an AHL player here because he is, if I recall correctly, yes, this should be his first year. Yep, first year, 73 overall. There you go. Doing pretty well for his first year. He's a plus player with 19 points. All right, so he's doing okay. Looking like maybe year number 4 before we see him. Just like some of the others who are in their first year. Next up after St. Louis is Tampa Bay, then Vancouver, then Winnipeg. Let's go ahead and get those. Tampa Bay, right next. Scroll over. Trevor Hendrick. Defenseman in his, I think this is his first year. Yep, his first year. Doing pretty well. 18 points. -14, though. That's not great. So hopefully it doesn't hurt him too badly. He is an offensive defenseman, so he's giving up a lot in terms of plus-minus in order to try to generate some of those points. So those will offset each other. And we'll just have to keep an eye on how he does. But Trevor Hendrick there playing for the Crunch. All right, let's get back. I did it again. Ah, boy. Always having trouble with this. There we go. And we can actually go this way. It'll be quicker. That's after Tampa Bay. We've got Vancouver. All right, in Vancouver. Let's see if we can... there he is, Kelly. Anderson Kelly. Currently 78 overall, fourth liner. Should be up next year in the NHL, year number 3. Year number 3 for us. Played 1 full year down there. He's gonna eclipse what he did last year most likely. He is shooting a lot less successfully this year. His shooting percentage is way down. So we'll see what happens. He may just be playing with some bad players, but they do have him on the power play. So hopefully that gets him. Yeah, he's got way more ice time too. So I think that rights itself. It's just going to make it so that hopefully next year he'll have a really good shooting percentage year. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. He's currently a 4th line forward. Should be up there next year in the NHL with the rest of the Vancouver Canucks. We'll have to see, though. We'll keep an eye on it. Their 4th line, they could have a few players down there. It's always tough. It's always tough to figure out. Then last but not least, the Winnipeg Jets. We're not actually going to look at a skater. We're looking at a goalie here for Winnipeg in their AHL setup. There's Jordan Williams. Jordan Williams doing real well down there in the AHL. He's got a 1.66 goals against and a 9.48 save percentage in his first year. Yes, in his first year. 11 games played, 6 wins, 2 losses. This guy's a beast. He's going to be real good for Winnipeg. So that's good news for Winnipeg. Good news for him. He'll be up hopefully relatively quickly. It looked like he was actually doing pretty well. Easier to do it this way and go the other way. Take a quick look at their situation there in Winnipeg when it comes to goalies. So right now they've got Hellebuyck and Brisebois. Hellebuyck at 27 years old is their guy. He's the number 1. He's 87 overall. But Brisebois here, he could definitely go if their backup here, Williams, grows quickly. Now, he is 72 overall. I think by the end of the year, he'll be around 78. Probably do another year down there in the AHL. If he does another year down in the AHL, he'll be the number 1 guy. And then after that, he'll be able to come up and take over that backup role easy. So we're looking at this year, another year, the 3rd year after that, or the 2nd year after that. So year number, 2, 3, 4. Year number 4, he'll be up. And if we do that here, he's 27 years old with 4 years left. Yeah, that'll put him and Hellebuyck together on that for the netminders for Winnipeg there. That would not be a bad little setup there for Winnipeg, at least for that year. And then they're going to have to figure out what to do with Hellebuyck, if they want to keep him or not. You know, that's a big decision there for Winnipeg. I don't know what kind of cap situation they're looking at. You know, obviously they've got Hellebuyck there, but other than that, what do you got? Scheifele, Laine, Connor. Yeah, they're going to have some cap issues. They're going to have some cap issues over the next few years. Bringing in that goalie, he might even, if he does really well and ends up 78 overall, they might even bring him up next year just to save cap space. But it's hard to say. We'll see. So there you go. There's a look at all the viewer-created players that we are keeping track of. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that up all by itself on the YouTube channel. A little preview for those who are keeping track. And we will be coming back with the next episode of the California Misfits in just a little while. So keep your eyes open for that. We'll see you soon.